Let's talk about the bullshit. Ugh. Slow news day because usually, I don't really talk about too much stuff like this, but, I got to talk about this a little bit because I've seen people, tweet about it and quote tweet it and be excited and everything like that. It's this right here, screenshot, guys. That's what it's all about. But yeah, giant frickin' robot, okay, which is basically just the new "We Got This Covered." By the way, I haven't seen too many "We Got This Covered" articles that have shown up lately, but they posted this today, which, of course I went, what the fuck, seriously? Ben Affleck has been offered a staggering $30 million payday to come back to the DCEU as Batman and lead the adaptation of Crisis on Infinite Earths. That's right, guys. That's the bullshit that they put out right now. So, what's funny about this is, I saw people, tweet about it and be responding to me like, oh my God. See, certain scoopers are right. They were right. They said it. They called it. Remember when he called it? All right. So, it's just another one of those things because, I think for a little bit there, and I think last year, and many times I said it too, when it came to AT&T and Warner Media, yes, they very much were all about, hey, Ben, you need to come back because people are very much loving your Batman now. I mean, obviously, Matt Reeves was building up his new Batverse, sure. And I said many times, I'm like, they want him back. AT&T, Warner Media, yes, they would love to have Ben Affleck to come back and do his thing, do his Batman script and whatever the fuck, And from what I was gathering, that was the case during that time, a year ago, even though he said he was done. But then all of a sudden, he was like, oh yeah, well, I guess I'm just going to show up in The Flash. But I guess he was mainly done, being the star of one of these big movies, which is what he said. We have quotes from Ben saying that he doesn't want to do these big, huge IP movies anymore because, he's away from his kids way too long and it's just very stressful and everything like that. And, when it comes to his mental health, it's all about mental health. Mental health needs to be talked about more when it comes to a lot of this stuff. When it comes to everything in society, mental health. And when it comes to Ben and his mental health and not going back to drinking, it's it would have been rough. He talked about how, if he were to do his Batman movie, whoever friend that he gave the script to, he said, oh yeah, if you do this, this will kill you. Okay. So you got that. But then, of course, he comes back for Zach, which I was 100%. I knew that Ben Affleck was going to come back for Zach. If Zach needed him, he was going to come back, and that's exactly what he did. And then, of course, he did the Flash movie, too, which a lot of people don't talk about. When they're talking shit about the Flash, it's yeah, but you realize your favorite Batman's going to be in it. That's when we're going to see Batfleck again. So you're saying this movie's a disaster and cancel it, and they call it the Flush and all this shit like that. But at the same time, Ben Affleck is praising the shit out of it and saying he had one of the best times that he did playing Batman. We're to the point where he's man, I think I actually figured out how to approach my Batman fully, because when it came to BVS and even Justice League, I mean, that was just a growth spur when it came to that Batman, which was absolutely fantastic. But now we're going to have a Batman in the Flash that's going to be hey, whoa, this is a Batman who knows where his place is. He's not lost anymore. He knows where he wants to be. And I'm looking forward to seeing what they do with the character. But it just sounds to me okay, so if Ben wants to come back, it's going to be small roles. It's going to be more of a smaller version. I think he's definitely left the door open to come back as Batman. But to lead a Crisis on Infinite Earths, I mean, that's what's kind of funny too, because I saw people in the fandom kind of go oh yeah, see, it's happening. It's happening, remember? Zach posted on Thanksgiving. He had the book in the background. I'm yeah, but that was Final Crisis. That's not Crisis on Infinite Earths. It's a different story. I mean, yes, they all kind of, Crisis on Infinite Earths, starts off the whole thing, and then there's more stories to to tackle when it comes to the multiverse and the craziness that's all happening when it comes to all that. Sure. But I mean, it was just kind of funny. I was like, wait a minute. That's not the same book. It's not the same book. And obviously they'd done the Crisis on Infinite Earths when it came to CW, which led to the crossover of Ezra Miller coming into the CW and talking to Grant Gustin, which was pretty cool. But it's just like, I don't know. It's just, just one of those other things. And, when it comes to scoopers, certain scoopers are going to be saying like, hey, we told you. We told you. What am I, hey, remember, we told you. We were right. Right? Right. Shut up. Shut up. This is not legit. I mean, from what I gathered from just talking to people that I've talked to, this is not the case. Definitely not the case. Because this is all coming, like, it hasn't even been a week yet since the Warner Brothers Discovery upfront. Hasn't even been a week where we heard about David Zaslav running a super fucking tight ship, and he's like cutting off budgets in half and saying that, hey, any HBO Max original coming out is not going to exceed $35 million in a budget and all this stuff. He's just trying to cut as much funding as possible. You think they're just going to offer, like, Ben Affleck $30 million? Just think, and Ben is just kind of going, I don't know if I want to come back to do something like this. And I mean, it's just more bullshit. It's just bullshit. Uh-oh. Wait a minute. Am I losing my, I hope I'm not losing the quality here. I think we're good. Hope my internet's not like failing. Okay. That might have just been my feed. All right. Thank you. Anyways. So, what I'm pretty much saying right here is, I mean, when it comes to, when it comes to all this stuff, I mean, obviously, it's like, what I try to remind you guys is like, okay, yeah, you can listen to whatever. Feel free to listen to whatever. If you want to listen to the certain websites like this one right here or other ones where they just say there's certain stuff, go for it. Go for it. But, just kind of vet it. Just vet it. Just kind of connect the dots and like look at it logically. And it's like, as of right now, I mean, what did we hear about Ben Affleck? The last thing that we heard about him. First off, he's got a big time filmography. I mean, he's got future projects. He's got a list of future projects, sure. And then, of course, the biggest thing was the fact that he was going to be doing, him and Matt Damon were going to make that Nike movie about the guys trying to get Michael Jordan to sign on for Nike. Apparently, that's not even going that great either. I don't know. That's just the information I heard. It's like there's been struggles to try to get that project going big time. And, of course, he was supposed to be directing that and starring in it. I think he's supposed to direct it too, right? But anyways, as much as I would love for this to be the actual case, that, hey, guess what? They're going to do a Crisis on Infinite Earths movie, which doesn't make sense, though, because it's like they just did Crisis on Infinite Earths with all the fucking CW shit, so why do it with a movie? That just sounds like crazy and ridiculous and everything like that. But at the same time, it would be something where like they reference certain things, like when the whole thing happened with Zach, when he posted his turkey and it had the Final Crisis book in the background. It was like, okay, I mean, obviously Zach's not going to do a full-on Final Crisis story, because if you read that book, I mean, there's so many goddamn characters, so many, it's only a reference, just like Batman vs. Superman has a reference of Dark Knight Returns when it comes to the fight and everything. And then, of course, there's, there's Birthright, and, there's Death of Superman. There's all the things that they pull from it, obviously. But, I mean, as much as I would love for this to be the case, it's just, it's not. It's not, because right now, Warner Brothers Discovery is running a very tight ship. Like I said, Zaslav cutting off budgets, cutting off things, and, just totally shelving a bunch of ideas, because he wants to make sure that Warner Media, HBO Max, and everything like that they don't want to turn into what Netflix is turning into, which is, of course, having that cash flow problem, where, they're kind of struggling, and that's why they're canceling a lot of shit, and they're losing subscribers. The stock's going down. He's trying to course correct as much as possible, and I don't think like throwing $30 million at an actor who's kind of like, I don't know if I want to do a full-on Batman thing again. I don't think that's not too smart. It's not too smart. It's not too smart. So you just got to watch out for the bullshit. But it's just, man, I just couldn't believe when I saw a bunch of people just still tweeting about it. Like, yep, that's right. It's happening, guys. So-and-so called it. They called it, remember? Like 5 months ago. If you want to go down the rabbit hole of whatchamacallit, let's see right here. Let's see if I can find it right here. I tweeted about it. Yeah. If you want to go down the rabbit hole of giant frickin' robot, they don't have a good track record, okay? If you think they're a legitimate source, because this guy right here said, oh, they were right about Zod returning for the Flash. I'm like, okay, but what about Zazie Beetz returning as Domino in Doctor Strange 2? Did that happen? No. Exclusive! Matt Reeves eyed by Kevin Feige for Dark Marvel project. Exclusive! Exclusive! Robin movie in development. I love the fact that they use Chris O'Donnell's Robin. Yeah. Have we heard about that? This was 5 months ago. Nothing. Well, how about this? Harrison Ford is returning as Han Solo. Exclusive! Jesus Christ. That's all you got to do. Go to their website, type in exclusives, and see all the BS. Yeah. Are they going to get some things right every now and again? Sure. A broken clock is right, what, twice a day? Right? The old saying, whatever the fuck that saying is. Of course that's going to happen. But if you go down that rabbit hole, all you're going to see a majority of articles that say exclusive, so-and-so, big name actor, has a role in the MCU, a big role or something like that. I don't know. I actually, before the show, I was, looking it up. When I was sending those screenshots, I was looking it up. I'm like, damn. I looked at all the exclusives, and there's so many exclusives where they say, a big name actor, it has a role in the MCU or something like that. So many. So yeah, every now and again, things are going to happen. They're going to get it right. But at the same time, you just got to just look at it and be like, all right, giant freaking robot, not happening. We got this covered, not going to happen. It just, I don't know what the whole thing when it comes to how they run their website. I don't know. I don't get it. They just kind of just make things up, it sounds like, or they just have really bad intel, But when it comes to the whole scooping game, if I see scoopers that are seeing articles like this to totally just be like, see, who told you? I did. Fuck you. I mean, really, that's not a credible fucking website that's going to be, that's saying that out there. But, and again, I would love to be wrong, guys. I would love to be wrong. That's the thing. I'm the opposite of a scooper. I would love to be wrong. Okay? They are just scoopers out there. They just want to be right. They want to be right so bad. Hopefully we're right. I'm like, I hope I'm wrong. I would always hope that I'm wrong. And if I'm wrong, I will fucking admit it. They don't quite do that when they're wrong. Just saying.